Welcome, dear soul. I am grateful that you are here with me in this quiet moment. If you found this video tonight, it is not by accident. Something inside you has been seeking rest, seeking calm, seeking a place where the mind can finally loosen its grip. And for the next while, you do not need to go anywhere else. You have already arrived. Before we go any further, I gently invite you to stay with me until the very end of this journey. This is not a video you need to watch with effort. Simply allow it to unfold moment by moment, breath by breath. And if you feel drawn to this peaceful space, I softly encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you may return whenever your heart longs for stillness again. Now, let us begin by settling in. As I speak, I imagine myself sitting in a quiet place, perhaps beneath an old tree near a silent monastery. The air is cool. The world feels distant. I take a slow breath in, and as I breathe out, I feel my shoulders gently drop. You may do the same if you wish. There is no right way to breathe here. Simply notice that you are breathing at all. I am not here to teach you anything complicated tonight. I am here to walk with you into a softer state of being, a place where nothing is demanded of you, a place where you do not have to fix yourself, improve yourself, or become anything else. As I close my eyes in this imagined space, I notice how busy my mind was just moments ago. Thoughts about the day, words spoken, words left unsaid, concerns about tomorrow. But right now, I remind myself of something simple the Buddha once pointed toward. This moment is already complete. With each breath out, I quietly tell myself, I can let this go. Not forever, just for now. You may notice thoughts drifting through your mind as well. That is perfectly natural. When they appear, I do not chase them, and I do not push them away. I imagine them as leaves floating on a calm stream, passing by on their own. I stay seated on the riverbank, watching, but not following. If your body feels tense, that is okay. I slowly bring awareness to my forehead, allowing it to soften. Then my jaw, my neck, my chest, my hands resting gently, with nothing to hold and nothing to release. I remind myself that rest is not something I must earn. It is something I allow. In this moment, I give myself permission to slow down. I speak now, not only to you, but also to myself. I say, you are safe right now. There is nothing urgent. There is nowhere you need to be. The world can wait. Even your thoughts can wait. As the sounds around you fade into the background, let my voice become a quiet companion. You do not need to listen carefully. You do not need to remember anything I say. Simply let the words wash over you like warm water smoothing the edges of the mind. Tonight is not about striving for peace. It is about noticing that peace has always been quietly present beneath the noise. I feel my breathing growing slower now, more natural. Each inhale gently arrives. Each exhale gently leaves. Nothing is forced. Nothing is held. I rest in the space between breaths where silence lives. If sleep comes to you early, allow it. If it does not, that is also fine. There is no deadline here. There is only this gentle unfolding, this soft landing into stillness. And as we continue together, I invite you to trust the journey. Stay with me. Let go, little by little. The path ahead is calm, and you do not have to walk it alone. As I remain seated in this quiet inner space, I begin to notice something subtle yet powerful. Beneath the surface of my thoughts, beneath the constant movement of wanting and worrying, there is a stillness that has not been disturbed by anything that happened today. It has been there all along. I did not create it. I did not earn it. I simply forgot to notice it. I remember a teaching attributed to the Buddha, one that does not arrive as a command, but as an observation. He did not say that life must be free of pain. He simply pointed out that much of our suffering comes not from what happens to us, but from how tightly we cling to what we wish were different. As I sit with this thought, I do not judge myself for clinging. I only observe it gently, the way one might observe a child holding on to something out of fear of losing it. Tonight, I allow myself to look inward with kindness. I notice how often my mind reaches forward into the future, grasping for certainty, or backward into the past, replaying moments that can no longer be changed. And yet, right now, in this single breath, neither the future nor the past is touching me. I am here, I am breathing, and this moment, simple as it is, asks nothing more of me. The Buddha spoke of attachment as a root of suffering, not because attachment is evil, but because it is exhausting. Holding on requires effort. Letting go does not. As I reflect on this, I quietly ask myself where I have been holding too tightly. Perhaps to an outcome, perhaps to a version of myself I believe I must maintain, perhaps to the idea that peace will arrive later, after something else finally happens. And then, very gently, I loosen my grip. I do not throw anything away. I do not force myself to release everything at once. I simply soften the fingers of the mind, just enough to feel relief, just enough to breathe more easily. I recall another simple truth from Buddhist teaching. Nothing stays the same. Not joy, not pain, not fear, not even this moment. Everything flows, just like breath. When I truly allow this understanding to settle, something inside me relaxes. I no longer need to demand permanence from experiences that were never meant to stay. If something pleasant comes, I let myself enjoy it without clinging. If something unpleasant comes, I allow it to pass without resistance. This is not indifference. This is balance. As I sit here, I imagine myself listening to a bell fading into silence. The sound appears, vibrates, and disappears on its own. I do not chase it. I do not mourn it. I simply notice that it came, and then it went. My thoughts are no different. My emotions are no different. Even my worries follow the same law of impermanence. The Buddha did not promise a life without storms. He pointed toward a way of standing still while the storm passes. I notice how often I have tried to control life, believing that peace would come once everything was arranged just right. But control tightens the heart. Acceptance opens it. Tonight, I choose to practice acceptance, not as surrender, but as wisdom. I tell myself softly, this moment is enough. There is a teaching that speaks of the middle path, a way of living that avoids extremes. As I reflect on this, I realize that my mind often lives at the edge, either chasing pleasure or running from discomfort. But peace does not live at the edges. Peace lives in the center, in presence, in the quiet awareness of what is dot. So I return to my breath again. I feel the air entering my body, cool and gentle. I feel it leaving warm and slow. Each breath reminds me that I am alive, here, supported by forces far greater than my worries. I do not need to understand everything tonight. I do not need answers. I only need to be present. The Buddha spoke often of mindfulness, not as a task, but as a way of seeing clearly. Mindfulness is not forcing the mind to be empty. It is allowing the mind to be as it is, without judgment. As I practice this now, I notice thoughts arising, and I greet them like passing guests. I do not invite them to stay. I do not push them out the door. I simply let them come and go. There is great kindness in this approach. When I stop fighting my own mind, something unexpected happens. The mind begins to rest on its own. Like muddy water left undisturbed, it slowly becomes clear. I remind myself that inner peace is not the absence of noise, but the absence of resistance to noise. Even if a thought arises, even if an emotion stirs, I do not have to be carried away by it. I can remain the one who observes. This understanding brings a deep sense of safety. I think of the Buddha sitting beneath the Bodhi tree, unmoving, while doubts, fears, and temptations arose within him. He did not run. He did not react. He simply remained present. In doing so, he discovered that nothing had the power to disturb his inner stillness unless he allowed it. I do not need to become the Buddha tonight. I only need to take one small step in that direction by choosing awareness over reaction, gentleness over force. As these teachings settle into me, I feel a warmth spreading through my chest, a quiet reassurance that I do not have to solve my life before I can rest. Peace is not a reward at the end of effort. It is the ground beneath my feet right now. If my mind wanders, I smile inwardly. Wandering is what minds do. I guide it back, not with frustration, but with patience. Again and again, I return to the present, the only place where peace has ever existed. I let go of the idea that I must hold everything together. Life is already holding me as I continue on this path tonight. I allow these teachings to sink deeper beyond words, beyond thought. I do not analyze them, I feel them. I let them soften the places inside me that have been tight for too long, and in this gentle understanding, I rest. That night, as my breathing slowed and the world around me softened, a memory rose gently in my mind. I do not know if it was something I once lived, or something my heart created in this quiet state, but it felt real in a way that did not need explanation. I remember walking alone along a narrow mountain path, just as dusk was beginning to settle. The sky was painted in soft shades of fading blue and pale gold, and the air carried the scent of pine and distant rain. Each step I took felt unhurried, as if time itself had decided to slow down and walk beside me. I had been walking for a long time, not because I knew exactly where I was going, but because something inside me needed movement. My mind had been heavy earlier that day, filled with questions that refused to rest. Questions about purpose, about peace, about why the heart feels tired even when the body is not. As I walked, I noticed the sound of gravel beneath my feet, the gentle rhythm of my breath, the cool air touching my skin. With each step, the noise inside me grew quieter, though I did not notice it at first. Eventually, the path curved gently to the left, and through the trees, I saw a small monastery resting on the mountainside. It was simple, almost blending into the earth around it, as if it had grown there naturally rather than been built. A single lantern glowed near the entrance, casting a warm, steady light. I felt no urgency to arrive. I simply continued walking until I stood before the wooden gate. It was slightly open, as if waiting. I stepped inside without knocking. The courtyard was silent. No voices, no movement. Just the sound of wind brushing through leaves and the distant call of a night bird. In the center of the courtyard stood an old stone well, worn smooth by time. I paused there, resting my hand on its cool surface, feeling its stillness travel into me. Then I noticed an elderly Zen monk was seated beneath a tree near the far wall, completely still. His eyes were half closed, his posture relaxed, yet grounded, as though he were part of the earth itself. He did not look surprised to see me. In fact, he did not look at me at all. I hesitated, unsure whether to speak. My mind prepared questions, rehearsed words. But something about the quiet presence of this place made those words feel unnecessary. So I sat down a short distance away, resting on the cool stone ground. I did not cross my legs perfectly. I did not hold my hands correctly. I simply sat. Minutes passed, or perhaps longer. Time felt different there. Eventually, the monk spoke, his voice low and calm, like water flowing over smooth stones. "You have been walking for a long time," he said. I nodded, though I was not sure how he knew. "Yes," I replied softly. "I think I was searching for something." He smiled gently, still not opening his eyes. "And did you find it?" I considered this question carefully. I wanted to answer honestly, but the truth felt unclear. "I'm not sure," I said. "I feel quieter. But I don't know if that means anything." The monk nodded slowly, as if this answer pleased him. "Quiet is often the beginning," he said. "But the mind does not like beginnings. It prefers conclusions." We fell into silence again. As I sat there, I became aware of my breathing without trying to control it. In and out. Slow, natural. The worries I had carried with me up the mountain felt distant now, like objects left behind on the path. After some time, I spoke again. "My mind never seems to rest," I admitted. "Even when I stop moving, it keeps going." The monk opened his eyes just slightly and looked at me for the first time. His gaze was kind, without judgment or expectation. "Do you tell the river to stop flowing?" he asked. "No," I replied. "Then why do you tell the mind to stop thinking?" I felt something loosen inside me at those words. I had never considered that I was fighting a natural process. "The river flows," he continued, "but you do not have to jump into it." He gestured gently toward the well in the center of the courtyard. "Look at the water," he said. I turned my head and gazed into the well. The surface was calm, reflecting the faint glow of the lantern above. I could see my reflection there, softened by the darkness. "When the water is still," the monk said, "it reflects clearly. When it is disturbed, it reflects nothing." The water does not force itself to be calm. It becomes calm when it is left alone. We sat together, saying nothing more, as the night deepened. The air grew cooler. I wrapped my arms loosely around myself, feeling strangely safe, as though this place existed outside of worry altogether. I noticed that my thoughts were still there, but they no longer demanded attention. They drifted in and out like clouds crossing the moon, leaving no mark behind. After a long while, the monk spoke again. "You came here carrying many questions," he said. "But peace does not answer questions. It dissolves the one who is asking." I did not fully understand his words, but I did not feel the need to. Understanding felt less important than the calm spreading through me. Eventually, the lantern flickered, and the monk rose slowly to his feet. "Rest here tonight," he said. "The mountain will watch over you." He bowed gently and disappeared into the shadows, leaving me alone in the courtyard. I lay down on the stone ground, feeling its firmness support my body. Above me, the sky was filled with stars, countless and silent. I realized that none of them were trying to shine brighter than the others. They simply were. As I rested there, my breathing grew slower, deeper. Each breath felt like a small surrender, a quiet agreement to let go. I understood then, not with my mind, but with something deeper, that peace was not something I needed to reach. It was something I allowed when I stopped interfering. The mountain did not ask me to be different. The night did not demand explanations. The silence did not judge, and in that acceptance, sleep came gently, like a friend sitting beside me until I drifted away. Even now, as this story fades, the feeling remains, a reminder that stillness is always waiting, patient and kind. Whenever I am ready to rest, as the quiet from the mountain night slowly dissolves, another memory rises within me, just as gently, just as without effort. It arrives like a soft echo, not demanding attention, only inviting it. I allow myself to follow it the way one follows the sound of distant water in this memory. I find myself walking beside a wide, slow-moving river at dawn. The sky is pale, almost colorless, as if the day itself has not yet decided to begin. Mist drifts above the surface of the water, moving lazily, reshaping itself with every breath of air. The world feels unfinished, open, and kind. I walk barefoot along the riverbank. The ground beneath my feet is cool and slightly damp, grounding me with every step. I am not in a hurry. I am not trying to arrive anywhere. I am simply moving, and that feels enough as I walk. I notice how the river never pauses to consider where it has been or where it is going. It flows because flowing is its nature. Watching it, I feel something inside me soften. I realize how often I have resisted the natural movement of my own thoughts, believing that peace required stillness at all costs. Ahead, I see a small wooden bridge arching over the river. Near its base, sitting on a smooth stone, is an elderly Zen teacher. His robe is simple, faded by years of sun and water. His posture is relaxed, his presence steady. He holds a small bowl in his hands, but it is empty. I slow my steps and stop a short distance away, unsure whether I should speak. He looks up and meets my eyes, smiling as if he has been expecting me. "You are early," he says softly. "I'm not sure what I'm early for," I reply. He chuckles gently, a sound as light as the mist around us. "Then you are exactly on time." I sit beside him on the riverbank. The sound of water fills the space between us, removing the need for words. For a while, we simply watch the river together. Eventually, I speak. My mind feels heavy. I say, even when nothing is wrong. He nods, as though this is the most familiar confession in the world. "Lift your hand," he says. I raise my hand slowly. "Now, clench your fist as tightly as you can." I do as he asks. My muscles tense. My fingers press into my palm. "How does it feel?" he asks. "Tight," I say. "Uncomfortable." He nods again. "That is the mind holding on." "Hey," he continues. "Open your hand." I release my fingers. Warmth spreads through my palm as the tension dissolves. "That," he says, "is letting go." I look at my open hand, surprised by how simple it feels. But I don't know how to let go of my thoughts, I admit. The teacher gestures toward the river. "Do you see how the water carries leaves?" I watch as a few fallen leaves drift along the surface, turning slowly as they move. The river does not stop to judge each leaf, he says. It does not cling to the beautiful ones or resist the broken ones. It allows all of them to pass. I follow the movement of the leaves with my eyes. Something in my chest loosens. "You are not asked to stop thinking," he continues. "You are only asked to stop gripping your thoughts as if they define you." We sit quietly again. The mist begins to thin as the sun rises higher. Its light filtering through the trees in soft beams. I notice thoughts appearing in my mind, just as always. But now, instead of chasing them, I imagine placing them gently on the surface of the river. Each one floats away in its own time. A memory, a worry, a plan, all drifting. None staying. The teacher speaks again, his voice barely louder than the water. "When you let go, you do not lose anything essential. You only lose what was weighing you down." I breathe in deeply, then exhale slowly. With the exhale, I imagine releasing something I have been carrying for too long. I do not name it. Naming would give it shape. I simply let it go. I remain here, resting in the quiet that follows the story, allowing the words to dissolve into something softer than thought. There is no need to carry them forward. They have already done their work. Now, there is only this moment, open and unguarded. I notice the space around my breathing. The air enters gently. The air leaves gently. Nothing needs to change. I do not try to deepen the breath or slow it down. I simply allow it to be exactly as it is. The body knows how to rest when it is no longer being directed. I trust that wisdom now. A pause appears between breaths. In that pause, there is silence. I rest there. Thoughts may still arise, and when they do, I greet them without interest. I do not push them away, and I do not follow them. I let them pass like distant sounds in the night that do not require attention. There is nothing to solve, nothing to remember, nothing to prepare for. The mind can finally loosen its grip. I bring awareness gently to my body, not to adjust it, but to acknowledge it. I feel the weight of my head being supported. I feel the neck releasing. The shoulders soften. The chest rises and falls without effort. The hands are relaxed. The fingers are at ease. The legs are heavy, supported by the surface beneath them. I do not need to hold myself together. Gravity is doing that for me. If there is tension anywhere, I do not chase it. I simply notice it, and in noticing, it begins to soften on its own, like ice melting in warm sunlight. Without instruction, I remind myself quietly, I am allowed to rest. There is no audience here, no expectation, no role to perform, just presence. The world outside continues, but it no longer requires my participation. Sounds may come and go. Sensations may rise and fade. None of them ask me to move. I allow my awareness to widen, becoming spacious, open, uncontained. I do not focus tightly on anything. I let everything be included without emphasis. Breath, sound, stillness, all equally welcome. I notice how peaceful the body feels when it is no longer being rushed by the mind. There is a natural rhythm here, slow and steady, like waves touching the shore in the dark dot. With each exhale, something releases. I do not decide what. I simply trust that the body knows what it no longer needs to hold. I feel myself sinking, not downward, but inward, into a deeper layer of calm that has always existed beneath activity and effort. This calm does not need protection. It does not disappear when thoughts arise. It remains steady and unchanged. I rest my attention lightly in the center of my chest, not as a point of focus, but as a feeling. A warmth, a quiet openness. There is no story here, no image to follow, only sensation and awareness. Time becomes less defined. Moments stretch and soften. There is no before or after. Only now I let go of the idea of progress. Nothing needs to happen next. This moment is complete on its own. If sleep comes, it comes. If wakefulness remains, it remains. Both are welcome. I do not chase rest. I allow rest to find me. The breath continues its gentle movement, like a quiet companion sitting nearby. I no longer listen closely. I simply know it is there. The body grows heavier, more settled. Muscles release without instruction. The face smooths. The jaw softens. The tongue rests comfortably. There is no tension in not trying. I remain aware, but not alert. Present, but not effortful. Like a lake at dawn, aware of the sky without reflecting every cloud. Thoughts appear less frequently now. When they do, they feel distant, faint, unimportant. They pass without leaving a trace. I do not follow them. I do not resist them. I remain. The silence deepens. Not because sound disappears, but because attention relaxes. This is the quiet teaching, not spoken, not explained, only experienced. I do not need to understand anything to be at peace. Peace is not an idea. It is a condition that reveals itself when effort dissolves. I rest in that condition now. There is a sense of being held, though nothing is holding me. A sense of safety that does not depend on circumstances. I breathe out, and with that breath, I release the day. I breathe in, and with that breath, I welcome rest. Each breath feels like a gentle agreement to let go a little more. Not all at once, just enough. I do not reach the end of anything. I simply settle deeper into what is already here. The body knows how to sleep. The mind knows how to quiet. I do not interfere. I allow awareness to soften further, becoming less defined, more spacious. Boundaries blur gently. There is less sense of me doing anything, just breathing, just resting, just being. This stillness does not demand attention. It waits patiently, always available. I rest in it now, without effort, without expectation, allowing the night to carry me wherever it wishes. The quiet continues, gently, naturally, without needing to be guided. Nothing new begins here, and nothing truly ends. The calm simply remains, like a soft light that does not fade when you stop looking at it. Breathing happens on its own, in and out, slow, steady, effortless. You do not need to listen closely anymore. My voice can drift into the background, becoming part of the stillness, like a distant sound that feels familiar and safe. There is nothing you are meant to remember, nothing you are meant to do. If your awareness softens, that is perfectly fine. If it drifts, that is perfectly fine. Rest is already happening. The body is heavy now, supported completely. The surface beneath you holds your weight without asking anything in return. Muscles remain relaxed, loose, unguarded. The face is calm. The brow is smooth. The breath is quiet. You are safe here. Thoughts may appear, but they have no urgency. They move slowly, like echoes that dissolve before forming words. You do not follow them. You do not resist them. You simply remain at rest while they fade on their own. There is no direction to move in, no place to arrive. Only this gentle state of being. Each breath carries you deeper into comfort. Each exhale releases what little effort remains. If sleep has already come, these words pass through you without disturbance. If you are still lightly aware, allow that awareness to soften further. Like a dimming lantern at the edge of night, nothing needs to change. The rhythm remains the same. Breath, pause, breath. Time stretches and becomes unimportant. Minutes no longer need to be counted. Moments blend together, smooth and seamless. You do not need to hold on to this calm. It holds itself. If you notice my voice again, let it be gentle reassurance, nothing more. If it fades completely, let silence take its place without concern. Both are equally peaceful. There is no beginning here. There is no ending here, only continuation. The mind rests because it no longer needs to understand. The body rests because it is allowed to. Awareness rests because there is nothing to attend to. You are not drifting away from anything. You are settling into what has always been here. Breathing continues. Stillness continues. Rest continues. If this moment feels familiar, that is because it is. You have been here before, every night, beneath the surface of thought. Tonight, you simply noticed it, and as the calm repeats itself, softly, naturally, without effort, you remain exactly where you need to be resting, supported, at ease while the quiet carries on, again and again, without end.